Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Um, okay, so we can start. It's already 2 p.m. So before I begin, let's test your chat functions, please. Kasi throughout the session, you will be asked to answer some questions through the chat. Pa-chat naman, pa-type ng letter S, please, if you're ready. Okay. So, some of us are ready, yung iba hindi pa nag-chat. But anyway, later I will be asking you to do so, no? So, welcome to the 11th installment of the Civil Service Review, which I usually conduct every before a civil service exam, no? And through the years, nakakakita tayo ng mga reviews from this different classes that pass the civil service exam. Of course, if with the proper dedication, with the proper attitude, and the time to devote dito sa endeavor na to, I have no difficulty believing that you will also pass the exam. No? For some of us, kapag nasubukan one time, ay na dishearten, hindi na kumbaga hindi na magtutuloy. But which makes it even more which makes it even more heartbreaking kung hindi na tumuloy after one failure. Because cumulative ang knowledge, and every time that you try, the better you are at taking these exams, no? And if you continuously attend these sessions, no, yung natututunan mo every single time that you go here is already enough for you to pass later on. So what I'm saying is, yun nga, cumulative ang learning, no? You learn every time. And this is the first exam, no? This is the first civil service exam where yung applicability ng +10 is already imposed. So kung sino man yung mga kung sino man yung may mga 10 years na in the service, you're entitled to one-time availment nung 10 points na additional. So you only have to you really only have to do it for you only have to do it for hanggang 70%. But of course, why not 'di ba? Why not aim for passing anyway, na sa mga bago naman, sa mga bagong empleyado ng gobyerno, or sa mga hindi pa pumapasok ng gobyerno, this is your chance to gain the eligibility even before you go, no? So just a brief orientation on what the career service exam is, no? uh, our career service exam has two levels, although there is a third level which is for executive service. Pero itong career service natin ay two levels siya, sa professional and professional. And in this review, we will be treating you as if you will all be taking the professional exam, kasi there's very little difference, no? If you look at if you look at yung sa if you look at the structure, no, nung natin ng civil service exam, which I will be showing later on. This is administered by the Civil Service Commission, no? Take note of this kasi marami sa mga questions daw on general information were gathered from the mandates ng Civil Service Commission, so might as well listen carefully on this, no? So, passing the examination automatically grants the passer an eligibility to enter government service as a permanent employee. What I want to emphasize here is, hindi siya automatic na magkakaroon ka ng trabaho, no? But you are automatically eligible to have permanent employment, no? Ibig sabihin, pwede ka, kung gusto mo, ay kung may opportunity at nabigyan ka ng chance, hindi mo na poproblemahin na mag-take ng civil service kasi you have it already, no? For those who are working in the government naman, you cannot be permanent unless yung mga positions do not require civil service eligibility, no? You cannot be permanent unless you have a civil service exam. But of course, may exceptions. There are a few exceptions dyan, no? There are equivalencies in the government, such as kung pumasa ka ng licensure exam that is administered by the PRC, or you are a barangay official. I think up to SK chairman level, no, you will be granted an alternate authority, no, to alternate eligibility rather, no, under the law. Also, yung professional advancement natin as government employees depends on the level of examination you took, no? Some lower level positions, I believe hanggang if I'm not mistaken, SG9, no? Hanggang SG9, ano yan, sub-professional, no? SG10 and above, these are professional level eligibilities. So first level dapat dun sa mga lower positions, second level eligibility yung sa second level eligibility yung sa mas matataas. And for managerial positions and executive positions in the government, meron tayong third level, which is the career executive service, no? But that is for sa mga third level. It aims to ensure that government employees have a basic understanding of various competencies required for public service. Hindi ka pwedeng this exam actually is originated in China. Ito ay in order for the government to test, at least if you have the basic competencies that are required of public service. Public service is not public service does not demand much, no? Hindi naman sobra-sobra ang demands ng public service, but at the very least, it requires you to have certain abilities like verbal ability, analytical ability, clerical ability, numerical ability, and all of these abilities, no, na mamaya ma-discuss natin. But basically, the civil service aims to get some basic, aims for you to have basic understanding of a lot of things na para ma-ensure that you are eligible for public service. At pag nakapasa kayo civil service exam, it is somehow an assurance on the part of the government na you are competent enough to do your job, no? So that's why we have the civil service exams. Now, here are the topics covered by the career service exam. All takers of the career service exam will have to pass through or will have to go through verbal ability, which is andyan yung subtopics niya, no? Word meaning, sentence completion, etc. We also have numerical ability, which is basically math, no? And general information, which covers the Philippine Constitution, Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials, mga ganyan, peace and human rights issues and concepts, ano ba? Environment management and protection, etc. So, lahat yan must be taken by someone who will be taking the civil service exam. So, andyan yung types ng questions. And along the way, as we go along with the review, mati-discuss natin lahat ito, lahat ng formats ng mga exams na to, no? So, ayun, this is for everyone. This is the general categories of topics under the civil service exam. All levels magte-take nito, be it sub-professional or professional. Dito naman, no, dito sa categories na to, depende siya kung anong iti-take mong level, kung professional or sub-professional. For professional level, meron kayong analytical ability, which includes word analogy, logical reasoning, and data interpretation. For clerical ability naman, which is wala silang analytical ability, clerical lang, spelling and filing, dahil yung mga gaya ng sabi ko kanina, yung mga lower level positions ang concern ng sa professional level. And lower level positions in the government usually include clerical tasks, no? So mas more on sa clerical aspect yung umiikot yung task ng mga sub-professionals in the government. Okay. This program, no, is composed of 8 hours of a combination of lecture and Q&A type discussions. Although the lectures will have to be foregone kasi for the most part may mga discussions na in previous lectures you only have to retrieve them, no? And then meron tayong asynchronous independent review. Ito depende na sa inyo to if you will do this. Review based on available materials provided and the use of book and internet-based review materials and strategies. So ito, bahala na kayo, no, at your own pace. Mamaya bibigay ko yung mga resources that you can visit. Mostly the ones that I produced, no, and then bahala na kayo if you will take it or not. At siguro just to clear your head about your qualms about the civil service exam, no. The civil service exam is really not about being younger, no, kasi may mga iba, hindi na, mahirap na ako pumasa kasi matanda na ako, ganun. Or the number of tries, yung iba na disheartened na on the third, fourth, fifth try, no. Ayoko na, parang binibigyan ko na lang din yata ng 500 kada exam yung civil service, no. Or sometimes it's about what you graduated, mga ganon. It's really not about all of those. It's really about yung dedication to continue learning, to study, no. These sessions I'm telling you already are not enough, no. Itong synchronous lectures natin hindi sila sapat, pero they are a good start. They are a good start to your review journey, no. Hindi ito sapat, again, hindi siya sapat, pero pwede siyang pagsimulan, no? So that's why importante yung asynchronous na independent review nyo. And if I have the time, I can prepare a mock exam, pero don't count on it, no? Medyo maraming task ngayon, but I usually do it, no? I usually have mock examinations in my sessions, specifically yung mga face-to-face sessions. Okay? So there. Here's what I'm telling you, no. Ito yung mga online references. Meron sa YouTube mostly dahil doon ng video format, no. Andyan yung mga civil service exam topics. These are already organized in playlists, no. Naka-playlist na 'yan. Bubuksan niyo na lang and then papanoorin. Some reviewees as you can see on TikTok, as you can see on the testimonials ng mga takers, they just spend time with this review videos and they pass the exam, no? Kasi nga sabi ko sa inyo, the civil service exam is really not about the age, it's really not about what you know, no? But it's about how you strive, kung paano ka magpursige to learn, no? Kasi yan yung that is the key to that's the key to passing the exam. And also one thing that I want you to do is to try answering questions, no? Try answering questions because and this activity will be your chance to answer some questions dahil gagawin natin siya through chat, no? Nasa inyo yan if you want to share your answers publicly or sa akin lang. Basta ang ang hinihingi ko lang is as we go along dapat kayo participate, no? Kasi kung hindi ka nagpa-participate, it is already a showing that you are not interested. And if you're not interested, well, the civil service is not interested with you, no? Hindi mo siya pwedeng makuha sa pagiging nonchalant. Okay lang, subukan mo lang ng subukan, wala mawawala, di ba? But if you try hard, you don't have to do it again. Okay? Sige. Okay. Test-taking strategies, I'll just run through them kasi in previous iterations of this review, na-discuss ko na rin naman to specifically sa mga reviews. So umauulit lang siya, no, when you get to reviewing some of the the lessons that we had in the past, kasi lahat yon available on YouTube. Hindi nyo siya kailangan, I mean, you only have to listen, no? Kailangan mo lang makinig and take notes if you want, no? So, prepare everything the night before. Dapat the night before nakahanda na lahat ng mga gamit nyo, no? Dapat familiar na rin kayo sa testing area a day before the exam, no? Para hindi na kayo naliligaw kung saan kayo pupunta. Kasi there's a tendency that you get lost and then wala ka ng oras, no? Also, pay close attention sa mga detalye ng mga rooms, no? Kasi baka nagkamali ka ng room number, all this time nakaupo ka na doon, mali pala yung room number mo, no? Bring a jacket just in case, although generally mainit sa mga testing centers ng civil service, but you will never know, baka mapunta kayo sa aircon rooms, mga ganon, or may electric fan tapos malamig yung ambience, no? Just bring a jacket just to be sure. And then get enough sleep, no? This is one of the most important ones. Matulog, believe me, it will be difficult na matulog, no? So i-attempt nyo na, i-try nyo na early in the night na matulog na para you have enough time to para makatulog, kasi sigurado ako hindi kayo makatulog ng mahimbing. So get enough sleep. Okay? Dito naman sa during the exam, what I want you to do is to quickly browse the questionnaire before answering. No? Browse nyo muna, baka may hindi na print, and they will have you do that as well. No? Papagawa rin nila sa inyo yan before the exam starts. So, quick browse nyo muna yung questionnaire bago kayo magsimulang magsagot. And then, basahin yung instructions ng maigi. Kahit na alam mo naman ang gagawin, na mag-shade ka dyan, di ba? Read the instructions carefully anyway. No? Kahit sabihin kong ano kayo, mag-shade lang naman kayo doon, definitely you will be needing to read the instructions, kasi malay mo naman kung if they chose to do it differently this time, di ba? Check it. Now, shade the circles fully but don't overdo it, no? Especially since ngayon ay ball pen. So maging lang tayo, no? Maging light lang, as long as na-shade mo na ng maayos, pero huwag mong i-overdo. Okay? Always keep track of the item number. Tignan mo yung answer sheet, kung paano yung orientation niya, no? Kung dire-diretso pa siya pababa, or in cluster siya na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no? Check mo yung answer sheet before you start. And always compare the number, no? I-compare mo yung number sa item doon sa sinasagutan mong number sa answer sheet. I have this mishap before. Nagkaroon ako ng problema doon before in one exam that I took. Shade ako ng shade, and then nakalimutan nung tinignan ko yung number, iba na pala yung number na sinasagutan ko at yung nandoon sa answer sheet. Why? Because may page na magkadikit na hindi na paghiwalay. So I had to do to redo the exam all over. 10 items ang na-miss ko, no? So I had to erase everything and then reread yung mga na-miss and then tuloy-tuloy, no? So mahirap siya, nangangain siya ng oras. Okay, another thing is allocate your time wisely. Know when to spend more time and know when to spend less. May mga items tayo na dapat mabilis mo lang sagutan. May mga items din tayo na kailangan mahaba ang bigay mong oras. No? So, bahala ka na how you manage your time. But what I'm saying is, dapat alam mo kung kailan ka matatagalan at kailan hindi. But don't spend too much time on one item. Kung di mo makuha yung sagot, anyway, move forward. No? Isa lang yan. Isang question lang yan and all of them have the same weight. Don't make unnecessary markings on the answer sheet. Alam nyo na yan. Hindi ko na kailangan ipaliwanag yan, but don't write anything sa answer sheet. They will also remind you of this. And finally, you need to use the process of elimination. Ano ba yung process of elimination? It is a technique in multiple choice exams where you remove yung irrelevant alternatives para you have a greater chance of arriving at the answer. No? Kasi if you do if you do it by chance, no? Kung there are 4 options, 25% of getting the right answer. If there are 5 options, you have 20% of getting the right answer. Pero if you do the process of elimination, the probability that you will get the right answer increases every time, no? Until siguro dalawa na lang choice mo, tatlo, ganyan, at least mas malaki yung chance na even if by chance, kung hindi mo alam yung sagot, makukuha mo pa rin yung sagot, no? Okay. Okay. Here, in this example test, which of the following Philippine presidents led the ouster of her predecessor in EDSA 1? Again, which of the following Philippine presidents led the ouster of her predecessor in EDSA 1? Okay. If I were you, kung ako yung tatanungin, sino ang una niyong i-eliminate? Okay, type in the chat box please. Kung sino ang una niyong i-eliminate. Again, the process of elimination is eliminating irrelevant answers. No? Yung mga answers that are not definitely the answer. Okay. All right. Some of you say B, some of you say D. No? All right. Sige. What is the reason kung bakit tinatanggalin si B, bakit tatanggalin si D? Okay, some of you said senator, yung isa si B, yung iba yung use ng her, no? Sige. B dahil hindi naging president si B, yes. Okay. All right. So, here, kung ang gagawin mo ay hula-hula lang, no? Hula-hula ka kung ilan ng kung out of the top of your head, A B C D A B C D A B C D A B C D kamo lang. You will probably get the answer 25% of 1 out of 4 chances, no? Pero if you eliminate, for example, the first I will eliminate here is letter B. Now, obviously, B was never a president. So hindi siya hindi siya naging wala na siya dun sa tanong na which of the following Philippine presidents because he was never a president. Next, although siya minor na bagay na maaaring typo, no, or anything, pero yung her also indicates na hindi pwedeng si Magsaysay, no? Dahil lalaki nga. No, pero because of gender neutral pronouns right now, hindi mo na you cannot really rely on pronouns anymore. Pero just the same, hindi na involved si Magsaysay sa EDSA. Now, the two remaining options were involved in the EDSA revolution. So, can you type please kung sino yung tamang sagot? A or C sa chat boxes natin. Okay. The correct answer here is letter A. Corazon Aquino. Next. Here, math. No? I am an even number between 68 and 88. Add 3 to me and I become divisible by 5. Subtract 2 from me and I become divisible by 10. Who am I? No? Okay. Kung kayo ang tatanungin, which one would you eliminate first? Again, which one will you eliminate first? Given the options. Huwag muna kayo mag-compute. Tignan mo niyo muna yung options. Bakit pick the number and then why? Ano ang una niyong i-eliminate? Pick the letter pala and why. Bakit niyo eliminate si B? Bakit niyo i-eliminate si D? Okay? Hindi daw pwede si B dahil outside siya nung scope. Yes, no? So we eliminate letter B. Hindi rin daw pwede si D dahil hindi din daw pwede si D dahil pangalan nito. Hindi pwede si D dahil hindi siya between 68 and 88, no? So ang sinasabi natin diyan is 69 to 70 to 80, 87, di ba? So hindi kasama si letter D. So which one is the correct answer? Okay. Oh, best in math pala kayo eh. Sige, tignan natin yan sa Tignan natin yan sa next. Hindi ko alam kung kailan yung numerical eh. Tignan ko. Kailan ba yung numerical? Anyone who took the schedule by heart already? Ayan, numerical is July 20. No? So let's see sa July 20. So by the end of July, by July, no, tapos na tayo ng buong buwan ng July itong itong review natin. So by July 20, na tayo? We're done with we're done with the synchronous review. Okay? So the correct answer here is letter C. Bakit? Dagdagan mo siya ng 2, magiging 75, which is divisible by 5. Minus 2, 72 minus 2 is 70, which is divisible by 10. Okay, so are you ready? Paki-type yung ready please sa chat if you are ready. Okay, next question. Papasa ba? Yes or no? Sa chat. Okay. Good. Sige. Papasa yan ha? Sige. Alright, so let's have the first test, which is general information. This will be short, no, itong discussion natin sa general information, because I will not be including anymore yung lectures kasi all the lectures regarding the topics, regarding the questions here were already done in previous review sessions para hindi pa ulit-ulit, no? Para hindi sayang naman sa oras. So, let's start. So, our approach now, as I predict, no, is ang approach natin is focus areas tayo. Mag-focus tayo sa certain areas na where we think that most of the questions will come from, no? Of course, we are not clairvoyants in any form, kaya hindi ko masisigurado kung saan manggagaling, pero my hunch is that this will come from these areas, no? So of course, one of the main sources of questions under the general information is the discussion on the Philippine government. Most of this we can see from our constitution, and sometimes, no, in order for us to be refreshed kung ano yung mga konsepto under the what concepts are related sa Philippine government, what I want you to do is read newspapers every day starting today, no? Starting today hanggang before you take your exam. Where can you of course I don't want you naman to to read I don't want you to buy newspapers every time, para accessible naman siya online, no? There are online formats of newspapers, kaya pwede niyo nang gawin 'yon. Now, the Philippine government is one of the highlight areas of general information. Also, other constitutional principles. So mamaya I will be discussing some the resources that you need to look into. And another one is yung ethical standards for public officers and employees. Dito makikita mo yung code dito natin i-discuss yung code of conduct, no, ng mga ng public officers when in government. So what I want you to focus on is ano ba yung mga dapat na actions ng isang government employee, no? Ano ba yung mga dapat gawin ng isang government employee? Ano ba yung konsepto natin ng efficiency in the in rendering public service, no? Dapat even before you go to public service, dapat alam mo na kung how you will act, what you will do, how fast you have to work, no? Kasi meron tayong deadlines under the law, no? So etong susunod is one of the main sources of questions daw last exam, although there's no way for me to validate that kasi hindi naman publicly available yung mga copies ng civil service exam, which makes it a lot harder to predict kung saan ba manggagaling kasi hindi nila binibigay yung mga previous year's exams. And another thing is general information exams can be as general as can be, no? Walang specific na pinanggagalingan yung mga na yan, questions. It could be as general as current events, mga ganun, and well, it's general information it's general knowledge basically. So last year daw, there are a lot of questions on constitutional commissions and their mandates, specifically the mandates of the Civil Service Commission. So you will have to read this, no? This is Article 10, I believe 11, hindi ko sure. Pero we'll get to that, no? So, ayan, constitutional commissions, constitutional bodies, constitutional office. Human rights and peace, no? Although these are more general, and then there will be questions na situational ang approach, no? It will try to test how well you know your constitution, how well you know your government, at the same time how well you know your ethics, no, when it comes to public service. Most of marami diyan situational analysis. Ano ang gagawin mo in a certain situation? Ganun yung atake. Available resources, meron tayong sa YouTube channel natin, meron tayong lecture type discussions, no? Although unahan ko na kayo, hindi naman infallible yung ating resource speakers dito. So there may be some slight differences, no? Slight parang deviations from how we approach things, from how we understand things. Pero most of these are usable, no? These are very very important, specifically when it comes to general information, kasi diyan ko fully diniscuss yung general information part ng exam, no? It took me 4 videos yata na 30 minutes long each para lang sa general information because there's really a lot to cover kapag general information. Dito rin merong numerical reasoning, etc., no? And then etong session recordings, ito naman yung mga iba't ibang naging sessions na namin on the civil service review, no? At dito makikita yung mga discussions na sinasabi ko kanina, no? So I don't need to repeat them kaya dahil nandito na sila, no? Some of these I will reiterate today, pero not most of the time I will not discuss them further kasi nandiyan na. So this is the asynchronous part of our review, and hindi ko kayo matututukan araw-araw, but what sets the difference between a passer and not is yung yung self-discipline, yung drive nyo to excel even without anyone looking, even without these synchronous reviews. So I am really hoping that you will browse through this, follow the page if you need to, no? And then I will be uploading this session as well doon sa page, no? Sa YouTube page. All of these are in YouTube. But as for everyone then ang name ng YouTube channel. Okay? Now, what references are you supposed to check, no? If you have the resources, kung meron kayong pera at oras, you can buy this textbook. Ako personally, I would recommend this this version, no, the De Leon version. This is easy read kasi, madali siyang basahin, no. So, yan, yung Philippine Constitution kasi nga most of the questions will come from this, the Philippine Constitution. Pero kung hindi na, kung wala naman kayong pambili or wala kayong time to read kasi medyo makapal yan, no? You only have to read yung yung kabuuang text ng 1987 Constitution. One day tapos sumabasahin 'yun, no? Ano 'yan yung buong text. Of course, reading and understanding rin. Hindi pwedeng ano lang, no, reading. And then other laws, no? RA 6713, RA 3019, no? 6713, nandito yung ethical standards for public officials and employees. Dito mo makikita yung mga justice and sincerity, ganun-ganun, mga nationalism and patriotism, simple living, dyan yan, 6713. 3019, ano naman yung mga considered na graft and corrupt acts. No? Dito naman sa RA 11032, which amends RA 9485, so dalawa yan, 11032 and at RA 9485, yan naman diyan mo makikita yung ease of doing business. So nandiyan yung mga reglementary periods, kung kailan mo matatapos dapat yung isang activity, mga ganyan, no? Yung transactions sa government, red tape, paano maiwasan ng red tape, mga ganun. Fixer, diyan mo makikita yan sa RA 11032. And of course, for human rights issues or human rights natin, general human rights, you can always go to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Pwede mong tignan yung pwede mong tignan yung yung iba pang mga conventions on human rights like International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, yung mga conventions on torture, Convention against elimination of all forms of violence against women, rights of children, no? The rights of children, etc. Okay? So, are we ready? Pa-type ng letter R, please, sa chat box natin if you are ready for for the Q&A. All right. So, everyone's ready. So, let's start. In case a new law violates the Constitution for being unclear, which branch of government has the primary task of declaring it as unconstitutional? A, the Executive Department, B, the Legislative Department, C, the Judicial Department, D, none of these. Okay. All right. Correct answer is letter C. So the correct answer is letter C. The Executive Department is tasked to implement, no, yung batas. The Legislative Department is tasked to create the laws. Sila yung gumagawa, no, and enact these laws. And the Judicial Department is tasked to interpret the law, including the Constitution, no? So kung sino ang magde-declare na meron tayong tinatawag na principle of constitutional supremacy, which says na the Constitution is the supreme law of the land and all laws must conform to the Constitution. So kung yung isang batas, no, kung isang bagong batas ay hindi nagko-conform or hindi sumusunod sa Constitution, that new law is unconstitutional. And who interprets that? Again, it's the Judicial Department. Okay? So, letter C. Next. Ayan, medyo mahirap na siya. Sige nga, bakit yan yung sagot nyo? Tsaka i-note nyo kung ilan ang tama at mali nyo. Okay. So, let's check, no? The president is the chief architect of the state's foreign policy. So, sino ba ang pinakamuka ng ating gobyerno sa international community? Is it the president? Correct answer is yes, no? So, ano yan? True yang letter A. Next, his or her appointment of cabinet secretaries is absolute, hence cannot be overridden by other branches. Absolute ba yung pag-appoint niya ng cabinet? No, no, it has to go through the Commission on Appointments. So nag-appoint siya, for example. The perfect example is yung si DNR secretary then, yung namatay na, pangalan niya, Gina Lopez, no? She was appointed by Duterte then, pero the Commission on Appointments did not approve his appointment. So, na-override ng legislative branch yung kanyang appointment. So, false si number 2. Number 3, is the president immune from criminal prosecution during his or her term? Yes, no? Hindi mo siya pwedeng kasuhan during his or her term because the president cannot be burdened by criminal suits in the conduct of his in the conduct ng kanyang trabaho. So dapat meron siyang immunity from suits. Next, number 4, he or she is the commander-in-chief of the Philippine Army or the entire armed forces of the Philippines. Correct answer is yes. So, tamang sagot ay letter B. No? Okay. Okay. Sa letter B daw, no, there's an exception. Ano yan? If the vice president is appointed as if the vice president is appointed as part of the cabinet, hindi niya kailangan ng approval ng Commission on Appointments. Okay? Next. Okay. You read it na lang. Mahaba. Okay. Iselda Narcos, after being legally embattled for decades over ill-gotten wealth in the Republic of Tralala, was pronounced by their Supreme Court to be guilty of plunder among other cases. His son, Ferdy Narcos, happened to be Tralala's president. Assuming that the Republic of Tralala's constitution is exactly the same as that of the Philippines, what can Ferdy do to free up her mother? A. Ask Congress to forgive his mother. B. He should pardon his mother's crimes because it is within his power. C. He should ask the people to petition Congress for her mother's forgiveness. D. He should file a petition with the Supreme Court to invalidate the decision. Okay. Correct answer here is letter. Correct answer here is letter B. No? He should pardon his mother's crime because it is within his power. It is within the power of Congress, no, Congress ladder. It is within the power of the president to issue executive clemencies, no, and that power is unbridled. Ibig sabihin, Hindi yan, paano nito? Walang limit yan. Kahit sino, kahit anong nagawang krimen, no? Regardless of the reason, kung kahit trip niya lang, pwede yan. No? That is the prerogative of the president. And whoever is granted the pardon, wala tayong pakialam doon. It is the prerogative of the president. So, he can very well pardon his mother. Kasi nasa power niya yan. Okay? Next. Fiona, in a bid to stay in power for a long time, asked your advice. Asked your advice on how she can maximize her stay in a national post in terms of number of years. Considering the term limits set by the Constitution and assuming that she will win every time, which of the following routes would you advise her to take? Run for senator and maximize the term limit, run for president and maximize the term limit, run for representative and maximize the limit. All of these are correct. Again, Fiona, in a bid to stay in power for a long time, asked your advice on how she can maximize her stay in a national post in terms of number of years. Considering the term limit set by the Constitution, and assuming that she will win every time, which of the following routes would you advise her to take? La. Okay. All right. The options are to run for senator and maximize the term limit. Okay. First is ilan ba ang term, gaano kahaba ang term ng isang senator? Chat box please. Gaano kahaba ang term ng isang senator? 6 years, no? Ilang re-elections ang pwede ang senator? Just one, no? One re-election. So this time, and then another re-election, and then this original one, and one re-election, that's total 12 years, no? Next, second option, run for president and maximize the term limit. Gaano kahaba ang term ng isang president? Chat box. 6 years. Meron bang re-election? Is re-election allowed? Hindi pwede. So, 6 years lang yun. Mali. No? Next, run for representative and maximize the term limit. Gaano ba kahaba ang termino ng isang representative? 3 years. Ilang succeeding elections ang pwede siyang ma-elect, no? Ilang re-elections? Ilang re-elections ang representative? 2 re-elections, no? So the original one plus 2 re-elections. So 3, 3, 3, that's 9. No? So ano i-advise mo sa kanya if you are the advisor? What will you advise? Kung ako, I will advise that she run for senator and maximize the term limit. Kasi 12 years yon. Kung president, 6 lang. Kung representative, 9 lang. No? Next. Okay. It is the power of the president not to sign a bill passed by Congress. What is this power called? Okay, very good. Okay, this is called the veto power. Next. Under the power of eminent domain, the government has the power to take private property. Which of the following is a requirement before the government can exercise such power? A, B, C, D, E. A, that there is a payment of just compensation. B, that the property will be for public use. C, that the property owner has to agree to the taking. D, all of the above. E, both A and B only. Letter D at letter D ang maraming sagot. The correct answer here is letter E. No? A and B only. Dapat may just compensation, dapat it will be for public use, pero hindi required no, na umagree yung property owner. It's not required. The power of eminent domain is confiscatory in that sense, no? Na hindi mo, kahit na hindi siya nag-agree, no? Pwede yun. So, correct answer here is letter E. Next. The following are true about the Philippine government except blank. Okay, ang mga sagot ay either C or D. The correct answer is letter D. Correct answer is letter D. Party list representatives are elected by congressional districts. Ang party list representatives natin are elected at large. No? Ibig sabihin, they are elected by the as a whole, no, sa nation, sa country natin. A vice president can be re-elected once. Pwedeng ma-re-elect ang vice president. Kunwari, vice president siya ngayon, tapos siya, no? Tatakbo siya ulit na vice president. Pwede. Pwede yun, pero once lang. The Philippine Congress is bicameral dahil dalawang house ang ating Congress, House of Senate and House of Representatives. The Supreme Court enjoys fiscal autonomy, no? Ano yan? The Supreme Court has the power to use yung kanyang to administer yung kanyang sariling affairs, even including yung pera, no? So, correct answer here is letter D. The law requires a public officer to practice austerity at all times and ensure that the conscientious use of office supplies to prevent wastage. This is a showing of what norm of ethical conduct. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na norms of conduct of government officials. Austerity. Okay. Correct answer here is letter? Correct answer is letter D. Commitment to public interest. Okay? Iba yung simple living, nationalism and patriotism, professionalism. These topics were already discussed in previous lectures. So again, you'll have to check on them, no? Check nyo na lang. Next. Simple transactions in government need to be completed within a maximum of how many days? Sorry. Ito ay nasa RA, nasa Anti-Red Tape Act at saka Ease of Doing Business Act. Simple transactions in government need to be completed within a maximum of how many days? Okay. Correct answer is letter A. Three working days. Pero if the charter prescribes for a shorter amount of time, mas masusunod yung Citizens Charter. Pero hindi pwedeng yung Citizens Charter mo mas mahaba yung binibigay na time. Okay? Next. You are a permanent government employee and you purchased a house and lot for your own personal use. Where would you declare the same in the SALN? You are a permanent government employee and you purchased a house and lot of you. I encourage you na na mag-chat please para makita lang natin. For your own personal use, where would you declare the same in the SALN? Hala. Hala sila. Okay. The two answers na predominant dito ay B and D. So, personal property or real property. What is house and lot? House and lot is a real property. No? Real properties are land and other improvements attached to it. No? So, yun yung real property na tinatawag natin. Hindi porket personal use, personal property na siya. No? Personal properties naman ay yung mga movables. Cars, jewelry, yung cabinets, clothing, furniture, books. All of these are personal properties. Pero yung mga lupa, bahay, ganun, these are real properties. Regardless of use. No? So, yun, no? Correct answer is letter D. Real property po ang lupa at bahay. Yes, real estate. No? Another way of saying it, real properties. Okay. Which of the following statements is not true about one's constitutional rights? Alin daw dyan ang hindi tama? A. As a general rule, a person cannot be arrested without a warrant. In criminal prosecutions, a witness may be compelled to testify for an offense even if she or he does not want to. The freedom of speech is absolute. A person may not be imprisoned for non-payment of debt. Ay, sorry. Alin daw ang hindi tama? Hindi totoo sa mga yan. Alright? Okay. 1, a person cannot be arrested without a warrant. Ang tao, hindi yun pwedeng maaresto ng walang warrant as a general rule except if it is warrantless. So that is true. Letter B, in criminal prosecutions, a witness may be compelled to testify for an accused even if he or she does not want to. So, sa ang witness, no, kung ayaw mong magtestigo, for example, ikaw nakakita ng krimen, no? Ikaw lang yung testigo ng akusado na para masabi na hindi siya yung gumawa, pero ayaw mo. Pwede ka bang pilitin? Yes. No? Pwede ka isubpoena ng court. And if you don't appear, you can be cited in contempt, makukulong ka. So, letter C, the freedom of speech is absolute? Hindi, no? Hindi absolute yung freedom of speech, meron lang siyang certain limitations. Although very minimal, no, meron naman siyang limitations kahit paano. Next, a person may not be imprisoned for non-payment of debt. Walang nakukulong sa utang, nasa Constitution yan. Okay? So, yan. Next, which of the following statements is false? Alin daw sa mga ito ang mali? A. The state has the obligation to redistribute land to farmers for agricultural purposes. B. When a person is arrested, she or he has the right not to answer any... Sorry. He or she has the right not to answer any questions from the police. C. A person has the right to believe whatever religion he or she wants. Letter D. Before a warrant can be issued, the judge must be morally certain that the suspect did the crime. Which of the following is false? Okay. The correct answer here is letter D. No? Before a warrant can be issued, the judge must be morally certain that the suspect did the crime. Ang kailangan lang ng judge ay probable cause. A. The state has the obligation to redistribute land to farmers for agricultural purposes. That is agrarian reform. No? So, ano yan? Part yan ng obligation ng state to distribute lands to farmers. When the person is arrested, she or he has the right not to answer any question from the police. That is part of his or her custodial rights. Hindi siya pwedeng pilitin na magsalita ng mga police, no? Kung ayaw niyang magsalita pag nahuli siya. Next, a person has the right to believe whatever religion he or she wants. Yes, that's absolute, no? Kung anong pinaniwalaan mo, go ka lang dyan, kahit ano, no? So, correct answer is letter D. Next, political neutrality means that public officials and employees blank. Okay? Correct answer is letter B, no? Political neutrality, hindi naman siya sabi doon na dapat hindi ka maikabit sa mga political parties, walang nagsasabing ganon. Hindi rin ibig sabihin nun na siservisyohan mo lang ay mga walang political party. Hindi rin ibig sabihin nun na kailangan mo mag-resign from political party prior to your appointment. No? What it means is, magre-render ka ng service without unfair discrimination and regardless of party affiliation or preference. Okay. Which of the following is not one of the norms of conduct for government employees? Alin dyan ang hindi norm of conduct sa government employees? Okay, correct answer here is letter D. Although transparency is a good policy, no, in government, pero it's not required for all government employees, no. Some hold confidential employment, some hold parang military secrets, some can withhold military secrets, some can hold secrets in the interest of national security. So hindi lahat required na maging transparent in government. Sorry. Okay, next. All these sectors can participate in the party list system except blank. Okay, correct answer is letter A, because of the concept of separation of church and state. And explicitly sinabi doon sa Constitution na hindi pwede ang religious groups to participate in the party list system. Okay. Which of the following agencies should get the highest percentage of the budget according to the 1987 Constitution? Alin daw dapat dyan ang pinakamalaki ang budget based sa Constitution? Mag-type lahat para at least alam ko kung may if I need to discuss further, no? Okay. The correct answer here is letter B. No? Nakalagay sa ating constitution that the highest budgetary priority must be given to education. Dapat edukasyon ang pinakamalaki ang bibigay na budget sa buong burokrasya ng Pilipinas. Nasa constitution natin yan. All of these principles can be seen sa constitution natin. Although medyo medyo mahirap lang siya basahin kasi mahaba yung constitution. Pero if you read it, you can answer half of the questions sa civil service exam. I can assure you that. Next. A democratic country like the Philippines possesses which of the following characteristics? Favors separation of church and state, conducts regular and fixed term elections. The chief executive has control over the judiciary and the legislature. All of the above, A and B only. Correct answer is letter E. No? A democracy values the separation of church and state, and it conducts regular and fixed-term elections. No? Hindi feature ng democracy yung control ng judiciary at legislature. No? Hindi pwedeng letter C. Dahil it violates the separation of church and state. And yes, tama na mawawala na yung check and balance in government. So, correct answer here is letter E. A and B only. As a rule, a person may not be forced to do something she or he does not want to do. Under the Constitution, involuntary servitude may only be done as blank. Kailan ka lang daw pwedeng pilitin na gawin yung isang bagay na ayaw mong gawin? Okay? Correct answer is letter C. All others, hindi ka pwedeng piliting gawin. No? Right. Next. Which of the following is not true about human rights? Ang layo nung sagot ng isa, V. Letter V daw. Hanggang D lang po. Okay. Yan. So, there are answers na A, there are answers na B, there are answers na D. The correct answer here is letter B, no? Boy. Human rights are granted by the state. Human rights are not granted by anyone, no? The moment you're born, it's there, and it is inalienable, meaning hindi yan nahihiwalay sa atin. It cannot be separated from us, andiyan lang yan sa atin, no? It is also inherent in all of us. The moment that we're born, andyan na yan, hindi yan binigay ng kahit sino. Everyone is entitled to human rights regardless of where you are. Universal ang human rights. Wherever you are in the world, be it in a poor community, rich community, mayaman, mahirap, everyone has human rights. And patay-patay ang human rights natin everywhere. No? So, that is the concept of human rights. Ang hindi tama, letter B. The Commission on Human Rights has all the following powers and functions except prosecute and adjudicate human rights violators, investigate all forms of human rights violations, exercise visitorial powers over jails and prisons, recommend measures to promote human life. Okay, correct answer here is letter A. Now, although nag-investigate ng human rights violations ng Commission on Human Rights, hindi yan nakakapag-prosecute, hindi yan nag-adjudicate ng human rights violations dahil wala siyang sariling court, wala rin siyang sariling prosecutor. They have to go through the same prosecutorial bodies and judicial bodies existent in our society. So wala siyang sariling prosecutor, wala siyang sariling adjudicator. The following are protected speech and expression except blank. Alin dyan ang exception sa protected speech? So basically, pwede mong sabihin lahat ng gusto mong sabihin, no? Except what? Okay. Correct answer is letter C, libelous statements, no? If your statements are libelous towards another private person, no, hindi ka covered ng iyong freedom of speech. Kaya ka nakukulong kung gumagawa ka ng chismis. Okay. A member of the House of Representatives as general rule must be at least blank 25 years old on the day of the election, 35 years old on the day of the election, 25 years old on the day of candidacy, 35 years old on the day of filing of candidacy. Okay. Correct answer is letter A. No? Dapat 25 years old siya on the day of the election. Okay? Kahit hindi ka pa 25, pero pagdating ng election, you must be 25. 35 naman kapag senador. Pero same principle, no? On the day of the election. Okay? It is a document adopted by the UN General Assembly on December 10, 1948 in response to the atrocities during the Second World War. International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, International Convention on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Optional Protocol to the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, and Degrading Punishment. Okay. Correct answer is letter C. Next. Which of the following is true about presidential succession? If the president dies during his term, a snap election will be held to fill the vacancy. In case the president dies, the vice president succeeds. For a fresh 6-year term, permanent disability is a ground for presidential succession. If both the president and vice president die, the Senate president shall take over for the unexpired portion of the president without need of an election. Which of the following is true? Kapag namatay ang president, may snap election pa ba? Kapag namatay ang president, vice president ba ang hahalili sa kanya for a fresh 6-year term? Ang permanent disability ba ay ground for presidential succession? If both the president and vice president die, mag-take over si Senate president during the unexpired term of the president without need of election, which one is which? Correct answer is letter C. Permanent disability is a ground for presidential succession. No? Dito sa D, may kailangan ng election. Sa letter B, no, yung unexpired term lang ang may iwan. Kung letter A, ano yan, hindi na kailangan ng snap election, nandiyan dyan ng vice president to fill the gap. Okay, next. This refers to the inherent power of the state to prohibit all things hurtful to the comfort, safety, and welfare of society. Aba, so far, ano pa lang konti pa lang yung items na magkakaiba kayo ng sagot. Okay. Correct answer here is letter C. Police power. The discussion of this nandoon sa mga previous na lectures. Before a judge issues a warrant for someone's arrest, what quantum of evidence is required? Okay, gaya nga nung nabanggit natin kanina, correct answer is letter C, probable cause. Ang kailangan lang ay probable cause. Ang guilt beyond reasonable doubt, no, yung dapat malaman na guilty siya na walang duda, is kapag ano na siya, no, kapag sisentensyahan na siya. Pero kapag kapag mag-issue pa lang ng warrant, ang kailangan lang ay probable cause. The blank are a set of rights that a person has when he is under the custody of the police for investigation. Anong tawag dyan sa rights na yan? Ano daw yung karapatan na kapag hinuli ka ng pulis, ano yung binabasa sa iyo? Binabasahan ka ng iyong Miranda rights, letter B. No? Miranda rights. Next. The power of the people to introduce amendments to the Constitution is called blank. Ano daw yung kapangyarihan ng mga tao, no? Uh, as previously discussed, no? Merong tinatawag tayo, merong kapangyarihan ng mga tao na mag-suggest ng mag-introduce ng amendments sa ating constitution, and that is done through what is called, correct answer is letter B, initiative. No? That is the power of people's initiative. Next. This refers to the power of the president to issue executive orders, special orders, and other issuances to implement existing laws. Executive orders, special orders, other issuances. Anong tawag doon sa kapangyarihan na yun ng president? Correct answer is letter B, ordinance powers. Itong residual powers refer to all other powers ng president not mentioned in the Constitution. The veto powers, the power of the president to disallow or disapprove yung mga bills na pinapasa sa kanya ng Congress. Pardoning power is the power of the president to grant executive clemency, pardons, paroles, and other forms of commutations, reprieves, etc. Yun yung power na yan. Okay? Next. You are the owner of a printing press specializing in printing BIR-approved receipts. However, in your bid to have financial stability, you thought of applying to BIR as a revenue officer. However, in your onboarding session, they mentioned that owning a printing press engaged in printing BIR receipts is a conflict of interest. You were asked to either resign from BIR or from your business. This is called blank. Ano daw ang tawag dyan? So, pag may conflict of interest, you need to separate yourself from either your employment or your business. Saan ka aalis? So, that process is called, correct answer is letter B, divestment. Divestment ang tawag doon. You need to divest either one of your either your employment or one of your businesses. The 1997 Constitution allows for the creation of autonomous regions in what a region or regions in what place or places. Saan daw pwedeng mag-put up ng autonomous regions? Is it B or D? Correct answer is letter dog, no? D. Both A and B are allowed under the Constitution to create autonomous regions, no? Pero as of now, ang meron palang autonomous region ay Muslim Mindanao. Pero the Cordilleras, hindi pa sila naging successful in creating this autonomous region. Just like unlike yung sa Bangsamoro. So, But they are currently an administrative region. No? Pero magkaiba yun sa autonomous region. Although, mas malapit na, no? Malapit na yung sa Cordillera kasi meron ng administrative region. Pero it's not a full-fledged autonomous region. But under the Constitution, parehong Cordilleras at Muslim Mindanao can create their autonomous regions. On what account? Bakit daw? Kasi, culturally, no? Merong similarities yung culture, and these are culture-heavy, culturally rich areas, kaya sila inaalaw na mag-create ng autonomous regions. Pero Cordillera has not done it yet. Yan. So, I think that's it for this session, no? May question ba tayo so far? Meron ba tayong mga katanungan? Meron ba tayong agam-agam? May gustong maliwanagan about the process ng exam, about sa mga questions na lalabas, about anything. Meron ba kayong mga katanungan sa ngayon? Anong pinagkaiba ng administrative from autonomous? Okay. In autonomous regions, no, just like sa Bangsamoro, they have the although limited, no, meron silang capacity to govern themselves. Meron silang kanya-kanyang mga ministries, mga ganyan, that they themselves created. Meron silang mga kanya-kanyang offices that they created, and yung ang primary jurisdiction ay nandoon sa local government. Pero no, in the administrative region of Cordillera, no, although meron silang their format, yung format na sinusunod nila is as if parang ganun, no? Pero meron pa ring mas malaki pa rin ang hold ng national government sa kanila. And they don't have the rule making powers, wala silang legislative powers as a whole, no? They still operate as individual LGUs. Unlike yung sa Bangsamoro, wherein the Bangsamoro itself has the power to create rules. Pero sa Cordillera wala pa. But they have the respective they have all the agencies of the government at ang format nila is as if they are a national government din. Pero yun nga lang, walang control ang autonomous region sa kanila kasi hindi nga sila autonomous region, no? Hindi pa ganun ka hindi pa siya nabibigyan ng mas malawak na discretion kung ano yung mga policies na nandoon sa loob. May lang ano ba yung barriers sa kung bakit ayaw ng basically pinagbotohan na yan sa Cordillera, ayaw nung constituent na ayaw nung constituent municipalities and cities na mag-integrate ang Cordillera into an autonomous region. There was a recent attempt pero hindi siya nag-succeed. Anything more? Any further questions, clarifications? Could you send a presentation through email? I don't have all your emails, no, unfortunately. So, pero siya, this will be uploaded sa YouTube din, itong session na to. So, you can take it from there. Matatanong din po ba yung issue ng West Philippine Sea? There's a chance na matatanong yung West Philippine Sea, no? Siguro, if there is one thing na matatanong about sa West Philippine Sea, as of now, part ba ng territorial sea natin ang West Philippine Sea, no? That's difficult to answer kasi sa ngayon, that's what we're claiming, no? Pero ang natin, part siya ng EEZ, yes, pero it's not part of municipal waters. Some of it are not part of our municipal waters. Even the Scarborough Shoal has the same problem. No? Yan. Kung sakali, itatanong ito pa. If you were asked kung ano ang gagawin, what would you support kung sa regarding the tension ng China, will you support the war based on the Constitution? kung based sa constitution, you cannot, no? We cannot wage war as an instrument of national security. No, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-engage in war unless we are being attacked. Of course, syempre, pag inaatake ka na, you can retaliate. Pero kung hindi, we do not we renounce war as an instrument of national security.